think from all the people that I've met, like the average person knows like the word Indonesia and like they know it's a country, but they don't really know like where it is on the map, what kind of climate it is, or like what kind of food we eat.
I would say people would probably know more about Bali, which is one of Indonesia's islands, because it is a popular tourist destination.
And if they do know Indonesia, they only know like Bali.
And so when I've said to people that I've lived there in the past, a lot of people have asked me, where is that?
I think that Indonesia is not very like politically and economically involved in like Western countries.
I would probably say because of international relations firstly. UK does a lot of trade with China. As well, there is quite a large Indian and Chinese population in the UK as well, so that's probably another reason.
Indonesian music and like entertainment is like very targeted towards like their country, and it's like you have to be quite like have acquired taste to really enjoy a lot of Indonesian like entertainment and like music, I think.
I feel like it's mostly when I'm walking down the streets with my friends, with just like my Asian friends, for example. Like we would just go down the street and we would have like people like screaming at us, like saying like these Asian words that we don't even know. I would like introduce myself and they would just be like, oh, where are you from? And I'm just like, I'm from Indonesia. And they would be like, oh, your English is like so good for an Asian. And that would just like, oh, okay, what do you mean?
When I lived in Indonesia, I was about 14, so about 10 years ago, so we were still going to school. We would wake up about 5 o'clock in the morning to get to school for about 7 o'clock because the traffic was so bad. We had to leave 2 hours for the commute. Be at school until about 2:30, go home at 2:30 and probably sleep until about 7 or 8 because it was so hot and humid throughout the day.
So I know that because Indonesia has a hotter like climate, we like take showers in morning and night, whereas what I found in the UK is that some people like actually can go a day without showering. Should I actually say that or not?
Say that.
And for like how you spend your time with your friends as well, like in Indonesia, we would go to the mall all the time and we would go to the arcade, drink bubble tea and go to the cinema. But over here, you don't really go to the arcade that much and you don't go to the cinema so much as well. And like bubble tea is not people don't drink bubble tea as much here as well.
Yes, definitely. When I came here, it was during freshers and it was like my first year. You know, my name is a very like common name in America. It's Danielle. My flatmates has like told me that she thought I was gonna be white because of my name. Oh, like we weren't expecting you, like an Asian person. I felt more welcomed in my second year because of my job and the people in my job. They were like very welcoming, very accepting. And I just thought it was cute that they were like interested in me and my culture. I just feel like people in my country like glorify the whites so much, kind of like drags down from the kind of like colonization era, and like the traditional people view it as like when you know someone white, you're like superior because they're like come from like a country that's like so much more advanced than us. But like people in my country also glorify the fact that whenever someone can speak English in a certain area, it's like something that's like really extremely amazing.
My favourite facts about Indonesia is the islands of Indonesia are situated on the Ring of Fire. So they have a lot of volcanoes, earthquakes, tsunamis, etc. Indonesia is very prone to those natural hazards.
We are home to the Rafflesia flower, and that's the largest flower in the world, and it's like a really interesting flower because it smells really bad, but it's beautiful. And the third one is that in 2017, rendang, which is like Indonesian food, was crowned like the best food in the world. And yeah, I take pride in that.
And another thing is that they have, because the traffic is so bad, I'm guessing people get bored in the traffic, they have these mascots that dance around the street and like knock on your car door, and they're all big with loads of decorations on them, and yeah, that's a really cool fact as well.
I think Indonesia would benefit from more recognition for like their good things, like for their food, for their talent, their culture.
Yeah, I really do think Indonesia would benefit from a lot more recognition. I think charities would get a lot more help. I think the economy would also be helped with more tourism, not just based in Bali, but in the rest of Indonesia, especially Java. So you've got Jakarta. I think a lot more people visiting Jakarta would really help the economy. And Indonesia is not just nice beaches, there's a lot of other nice things, cultural things to see.
I think it would help the Indonesian like society for people to just understand more of like who they are, so like they have more connection to people.